Welcome back to the channel. Now we're doing more work on the Scooby, as you can see, and I'm dressed like this because we're having a bit of an epic battle with the underside of the car. Do you ever start a job and just go off on a complete tangent and it's not what you intended to do? That's exactly what I'm doing with this. As you guys already know, we stripped the car, decided that we're going to do half the car, which is the back end, because everything's turned into a bigger job than we thought. Now, today, why I'm dressed like this is because I've been getting all the tools out. We've had angle grinders, wire wheels, heat guns, scrapers, all the bits and pieces. We had the needle scaler and even the little air file there to get into tight corners to, I'm literally knackered, to try and get the underseal and all the crap off under the car, because we needed to make sure that when we do this, we're kind of in it too deep to turn around now, so we want to make sure that the underside of the car's got no rust. Nothing that's going to cause us problems in the future, because I don't want to do all this and then find out later on, oh, we need a bit more welding, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, the car is still up in the air. We've been doing that. Now, what we have got for the car, you can see here, we've got a new diff brace. Comes with new bushes. We've got a few new bits and pieces. We've got the big washers that go over the top there. Here's the old stuff. There's the old diff brace, the old rear subframe. We ended up, again, off on a bit of a tangent, buying a brand new rear subframe. And then the way I'm going to do the rust, we've got the seals on both sides, the outer seals, and I bought these arch sections and I bought the inner arch on both sides now, because I kind of want the arches to have a really nice repair, not just a lashed up patch that you're going to see. So obviously down here you saw we've got rot there and we've got rot on the inside, so we need to replace a little bit of this. So for the 40 quid we've got a little bit of rot there. We might end up doing most of this arch, some of the inner, I'm not sure. I'm probably going to leave that to the body shop. I did cut out down here to have a look what we're like. That's where the inner seal starts. You can see we're really nice and clean. Further down, super clean. Just at this end where it's grotty, you can see it's gone down the vertical reinforcement piece there. So a little bit of that needs to be chomped out. I only cut here because I wanted to cut the minimal to see where we're at before we kind of cut any higher up. So this was just me having a look, and I've just left that bit there because I want to know where one of the holes is. So we haven't done any more on the rust side of it, but this is where we're at now, currently on the underside, and it's basically removing all the underseal. And again, as I said, going off on a tangent, I showed you this last time. So we've been hitting the car where it looked like all the surface rust was, and you can see the metal there is still really good. But all these areas that looked really rusty, that's all the areas that the grot, the road grime and the salt can get up around the edge of the fuel tank. Obviously you can see in the middle here, everything's perfect. At the back, you get a little bit of splash up, so you get your road salt and your grime and everything builds up under here. We disconnected the brake lines, and trying to undo the fittings, the actual line itself cracked, so we need the two rear hard lines to be replaced, the little brass four-way block. I'll blast the bracket. So it's another thing needs doing, the brake lines, but they are notorious, and that was a previous MOT advisory, was corroded rear brake lines. Not on the actual brake line itself, but on this bit here. So they're not expensive, they're about £25 per side and about 15 quid for the block gubbins here. It's just a case of they're not in stock anywhere at the moment. So again, I've wire wheeled off all the underseal, and you can see where the grotty metal was. I've had the needle scale on it, but there's nowhere that was weak metal. Thank God, nowhere that needs rust. You can see all the cobwebs where I've been grinding, and the you get like a cobweb effect when you're grinding all the underseal. So yeah, I wanted to show you where we're at. Again, these corners, all the grime goes up in there. Same on this corner, and then down here we haven't got everything off yet. We've still got a bit to do. So surface rust, obviously we're not fully out of there, but I'm not grinding it right back to shiny. I'm going to treat this with maybe the Hydrate 80 or whatever I do, but I've got more underseal to get off under there. So yeah, bit of an epic. So what we've done here is I said that we're going to be doing the back of the car and we'll work on the rest of it at a later date. Excuse me. So I've just gone back past the vertical section here and gave myself kind of a line where we'll redo the seam sealer and do, I don't know, whatever it's going to be, like a Gravitex or whatever, up to that edge. And it can join onto here, and then at some point, not soon, not too soon, because I want to actually get the car used this year and enjoy it for a little while. But at some point, maybe at the end of the year, I can then clear this off back to here and do the centre section, you know, and maybe the engine bay or something. But this is obviously the bit that needed the work with the seals. You can see the inner seal section here is actually still good, just a very corner gone. I chopped back to that line there because that's probably where we're going to replace it from. So we'll replace from here backwards, and obviously you can see the rest of it there is good. And the same on this side. This one actually goes back and is bad, sorry, a little bit further back, so we'll go back probably just past here. These are good, and the captive nuts are good, so we can keep that, but we'll probably peel back the outer skin, the outer seal from there, and then replace a bit of this, and definitely this corner. So yeah, this is one that, if you look in there, you can see the inner and outer arch where it's spot welded together. It's grotty, hence why I ended up buying both inners and outer sections, because we might want to replace some of this on the inside as well. I'm not too sure yet. Like I say, I might leave that to the bodywork guys. So yeah, just wanted to, let's get out of here. Wanted to show you where we're at. This is the pile of all the gunk that we've pulled off so far, and you can see we've still got more to go. So lots of factory seam sealer. What's funny, some of the seam sealer along the seams was about 10 mil off to one side and wasn't actually covering the seam at all on the driver's side of the car. So I don't know what happened there. Obviously no one was looking or paying attention to what they were doing. But yeah, we've got a lot of it done. Now the issue being here is that my plan was to drive the car to the body shop and get the seals done and the arches done, or do some of it myself and then go to the body shop for paint. But now we're kind of stripped like this. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the underside, how I'm going to treat it, and whether I'm going to tackle the rust or not. So the question is now, do we put the front wheels back on and just take the rear bumper off and take it to the body shop with a dolly on the back end on a trailer, so they've got more room to work? Because anything in here that needs welding, and of course I started to cut away and see how far the metal went in there. If I just show you quickly, it didn't actually go too far back to good metal till it was nice and shiny there. But do we do more of the arch? Because you can see, like, that's only surface rust, it cleans off, but you got a little bit of scabbiness there. So yeah, we shall see. Hence why I have both inner and both outer sections if we need it. Because if you're going to do it once. But yeah, bit of an update, just a small update. This is what we're tackling, and then we'll work out how we're going to treat this. Probably something like Hydrate 80, seam sealer, Gravitex, anything like that that's going to make it last a good few years for the future, so I don't have to do this again. So I'll bring you back when we're cleaned up and we've decided what we're going to actually do, or whether we start chomping away at the metal in the workshop before we take it to the body shop. So yeah, we'll see. Cheers for watching. Hope you like the little update. Please like and subscribe to the channel if you like your content, because it definitely would help. I'd want to grow the channel a bit bigger if I can. Still doing some machine stuff for you guys who like machines. There will be more of that at some point, but just not at the minute. Work's been quiet, hence why I'm doing this with the few jobs I have, because I've kind of got the time, but that's not ideal because work's drying up at a rapid rate. So we need to get some work in and crack on with that. But yeah, cheers for watching, and we'll see you again on the next one.